What's up, YouTube? For today's video, we have a Cetoddle evolution team. So I'll be using 2 Cetoddle and 2 Cetitan. Now we have got the abilities Thick Fat, Snow Cloak, Slush Rush, and Sheer Fall. So some pretty good abilities actually. This is quite a difficult team to do because this Pokemon wasn't really fast and it had a lot of weaknesses. But I did get some really cool battles and I really hope you enjoyed them. I have only got a couple of Generation 9 evolution teams left. I think I've got a handful, maybe 3 of them left. So we're pretty close here. Alright, let's get on to our first battle. I have no idea what the trainer's username or trainer name is here, so if someone could translate that would be cool. We got an Ambipom lead, so this is interesting. I didn't expect Thunderwave at all. So I've got Cetoddle here. This Cetoddle is a icy rock set. So this team did work a lot around having the snow up. Abilities like Snow Cloak and stuff like Slush Rush too were really useful for this team. So we got some snow up there. Ambipom is going to go for knockoff, getting rid of my Icy Rock, which kind of sucks. This is going to be max health and attack, Adamant Nature. So I tried to do a bit of damage to Ambipom before I fainted. So I had Bulldoze on this set, then the Ambipom used Metronome. I'm like, what is going on here? And they got Supercell Slam. So I actually didn't faint due to being quite bulky and the snow giving me extra bulk too. So I dropped the Ambipom speed there, which is pretty funny. And they got Quick Claw on the Ambipom. What is it? What is this set? This person's watched a couple of PIMPNITE videos in their time, I think. So I went for Ice Shard to try and get some damage before I fainted, and Ambipom got cut. I'm like, oh no, it's a Technician cut. Technician cut, Ambipom only on Pewdiepie Shadow, right? So I was laughing about that. Was a good one. What do you guys think of Cetoddle and Cetitan? Do you like these Pokemon? Is this anyone's favorite Pokemon of all time? Let me know in the comment section what you think of it. I think it's a pretty cool Pokemon. I quite like its design too. It's nice. I also like its abilities it gets too. They're pretty cool. Pardon the pun there. So next Pokemon is going to be Blastoise. So I was guessing maybe Shell Smash, and then it used Rapid Spin. I was like, what? So I guess they were trying to increase their speed. Maybe they thought I had Slush Rush on this set, which I actually didn't. This was a Thick Fat set, right? So this is going to be max speed and max special attack, modest nature. So this is like a physical Blastoise, which is pretty cool. And I've got an echoed voice set, which is absolutely horrendous. So I was trying to get some good damage on Blastoise, but then they started getting defense drops and liquidation. So I wasn't too confident I was going to beat the Blastoise, but maybe if I could put it on like a lower amount of health there. So this is going to be my final echoed voice here. I was kind of hoping I could get a critical hit here, and yeah, it didn't happen. This was also Terra Normal too. It was still terrible though. I needed like 5 or 6 of them just to do any decent damage. So Blastoise is going to get a Rapid Spin KO, as a bit mean, and it's going to get another speed boost. So since the snow is still up, I thought I'll go into the best Pokemon on my team, which is Titan. Now, this is the best moveset for Cetitan, the Belly Drum Sweeper one. So I've got Earthquake, and I'll get to outspeed Blastoise. I mean, my speed is double, so that does make sense that I did outspeed. So I was running on this one, max speed and max attack, Jolly Nature. So when comes Electivire, now they also opted to bring 4 Pokemon too, which is cool, because a lot of people just bring 6 and go full sweat, right? So we got Earthquake, I've got Liquidation here. I've got to go for that Liquidation because I smell maybe a Terror or something like that, but, it didn't happen. So now they're going to go for a Flamethrower, and I take that reasonably well. I've got Citrus Berry as my item too, so I'm able to live 3 Flamethrowers, which is good. The snow is going to stop now, so my speed is not going to be as fast. Now Electivire is going to outspeed me, but I just managed to hang on there, which is really good, and take the Electivire out with an Earthquake. I wasn't sure about that turn. I thought they may have Terra Flying. That's why I went for that. But they didn't actually Terra. The last Pokemon I got is going to be Gliscor. So Gliscor is actually not all that bad because I've got Ice Spinner and I've got Ice Moves. However, Gliscor's a pretty fast Pokemon, and without the snow, I'm not going to outspeed it at all, right? Now, my last Pokemon on my team is going to be a Cetoddle, and it's a bulky set. I can see they've got a Toxic Orb Gliscor there, so it's probably just a typical set. Earthquake, knock off, things like that. So this is going to use Poison Jab, so that one surprised me. I didn't expect Poison Jab, and I decided to start setting up curses here. So this Cetoddle set, let me give you this one. So it was max health, it's got a lot of health, and max special defense careful nature with the Everlight. It also has thick fat as the ability, so I'm actually able to live these physical attacks really well. And I've also got Curse, Rest, Sleep Talk, and Avalanche. So I need to land one powerful Avalanche against Gliscor, and I felt like I was good to go, right? The only thing I was worried about was getting critted by this thing. So I needed to make sure that I went for Rest earlier on, just in case that happened, right? And I'd hopefully just get, during a Sleep Talk, I'd get, you know, one Avalanche. And I was hoping that, right? I mean, Curse wasn't all that bad, but I eventually wanted to attack. So its attacks are doing virtually nothing at the moment, and I'm really, really hoping I can get an Avalanche, like, early on, because I feel like I've got enough boost now to take it out. And the first turn I got Rest. Now, at this point, too, I didn't want to go for Terror. I had Terror Electric, by the way, so I'd only be weak to ground. But I felt like that wasn't a wise idea against Gliscor, especially because I didn't want to be able to tank super effective moves and stuff. So we're going to go for a Sleep Talk, and I got some Ice Cream, and that is the end of the Gliscor. So a fire battle to start off this video. Props for the Quick Claw Metronome Ambipom, though. That was pretty cool. Thank you to my random opponent. I don't know who you are, but if you ever watched this video, leave a comment. All right, next battle here. We've got another random opponent. I had a lot of Japan opponents with this team. So this was a full legendary team, the whole lot. It was a no restrictions battle too. So they had 1 level 70 and 5 level 100s. It always surprises me when people invite you to no restrictions that they don't have max levels, but then they'll just keep inviting you to the same rules. I have no idea. If you battle a lot online, you'll notice the same thing. So we've got a Moongeist Beam Lunar. I've never seen that one before, and Cetoddle is just tanking these easy, only because of the level difference. That's the only real reason there. Can see it's got leftovers as the item too, so I'm trying to get as much damage against Lunala as possible. This is like the least threatening Pokemon on their team, because you know it's a lower level, right? But it still is dishing some pretty good damage out. So I'm gonna go for Play Rough. I got some nice damage there, and obviously I'm going to die on the next hit. I've got Ice Shard just to get a little bit extra, but you know that's about it. Now I was thinking, Cetoddle is... What is Cetoddle? I know the Cetitan is kind of like a whale, but I don't know what Cetoddle is. Is Cetoddle a baby whale? I think that it is. I'm pretty sure for animals, because I was going to do a whale team, like Cetoddle and Cetitan, and then you've got like Whalema and Wailord, but they're not in the, like the Whalema and Wailord aren't in the game, so I can't do that team, sadly. Maybe next generation, right? But I'm pretty sure I know that Cetitan is a whale. Definitely with its big roar. So we got the special Cetitan sliding in with a nice little blizzard, and that is going to be the end of Lunala. So the least threatening Pokemon is gone. Next Pokemon I come at is going to be Groudon. So the snow is going to disappear. It's going to melt away. I don't really like the idea of that, so I'm going to go for Snowscape and set that up again and hope that I can live this turn. I should, though. It's pretty bulky. So they're going to go Special Groudon with Fire Blast. I'm going to eat that like a snack. So this set, as I mentioned before, the Blizzard set has Thick Fat. So I'm able to live that really well. And then I got a Freeze Axe of Blizzard. So that was absolutely awesome. But then, of course, you know, they used a fire move and they thawed out instantly with that. So it had Lava Plume. So it had Lava Plume and Fire Blast. Damn, they really want those fire moves. What's the other moves? Fire Punch? So I got a critical hit there, which totally mattered. And that is the end of Groudon. So Lunala and Groudon are down so far. We've still got some more left. We got some more legendary. So next is Solgaleo. They just keep coming. I'm going to go for a Blizzard because I tried to go for a Freeze Axe, and they're going to unload a Flash Cannon. I actually managed to live that, which is pretty good. So they've got like, I guess like it might be a mixed set here. So they got Flare Blitz and Flash Cannon. I guess they figured out that I had Thick Fat. That's why the fire and then the fire moves didn't do as much. But yeah, I need to fight this right now because this Cetitan, as you know, doesn't have that ability at all. So I sort of actually, I'll be honest here, I thought that I hit the Terra button here for Terra Water, but I didn't. I was like, oh no, I forgot to do that. But fortunately, I just lived there on 35 health. So I actually meant to go for Terra Water that turn to resist the, the Flash Cannon or the Fire Blast, but I guess I risked quite a bit there, but thank goodness I didn't faint right. I would have been pretty salty. So that's the end of Solgaleo, but there's still 3 more legendaries left. Next Pokemon's going to be Rayra. I was like, yeah, I think I can live at extreme speed really badly here due to my base bulk and snow. So they didn't go for it. I just went for Ice Spinner and took them out. So they were going for another move with an extreme speed. I still think I would have lived that badly because this has a lot of health and the snow gives it a lot of bulk. So we got 2 more left and we got another Lunala. This time, this one was level 100, so I was like, yeah, we'll see. And I got a crit. So no, I didn't get a crit. I just dropped it. I guess I was at +6, so that was a lot of damage there from Cetitan. Last Pokemon is going to be a floating Palkia. And I thought, you know what? If things go bad here and I get outsped, they might go for a water type move like Hydro Pump or something like that. I'll go for Terra Water, so see if I can at least resist that. I might still outspeed them because you never know, they may not be running max speed. It's got some reasonable speed. It's got like a little bit more speed than what you think actually. So we're going to double Terra on this turn. It's like, oh, okay, interesting. Is it going to be Terra Dragon? Like, what is it going to be? And it was Terra Dragon. So like, all right, well, they're going to use Spatial Ren, right? That's gonna render me useless if it hits me. But I outsped and I got the Ice Spinner off, and that is the end of the floating Palkia. So that was good. So clearly they weren't running max speed there. Thank goodness, because I don't think my other Cetoddle would have been able to leave like multiple like Terra Dragon Spatial Rens, and that also can crit too, so I definitely wouldn't have won that if I got outsped there. But another fat GG. Let's get on to battle number 4. This is a random battle against Alex, and they had a full team of 6 Pokemon, but they only brought 3 of them along, so I think they were fairly confident they were going to be able to win this battle, right? With their legendary. So we got Cetoddle leaving that attack, which is wild, and Zamazenta is going to get a defense and special defense drop. So this turn, I just set the Snowscape up. So I got that. That was important. Apart from that, there wasn't a lot I could do. So I just went for an Ice Shard. And I got a nice critical hit there, which is good. So they're going to go for Crunch, but Snow Cloak, actually, it activates there. And then that activation, it caused me to able to get another Ice Shard. I think I got a crit there too. So that was a Behemoth Bash, and that is going to take out Cetoddle. I'm glad they didn't do that, turn 1. Next Pokemon is Cetitan. I can't play any games here. This thing's a pretty good counter to my team, so I thought, how about this time I actually go for Terra Water and then I'll go for Belly Drum and take out the Zamazenta, and that I should be able to, I might even be able to get a Belly Drum sweepy, So they're going to go for Terra this turn too. So like, maybe Terra Steel or something like that, I assume. And then with Terra Fight, he's like, okay, they're going to go close combat. I guess they're going to go for that. So I went for the Belly Drum anyway, which is fine. I'm going to use up almost half my health. And, Cetitan does have a lot of health, though, so I was like, I wasn't really worried if I used Behemoth Bash. And that did nothing. That like, absolutely nothing at all. So I have the Behemoth Bash, and I've got the Citrus Berry recovery there. So I'm over half health now. I can outspeed virtually all of this team outside of priority moves. And +6 liquidation is easily going to take... Actually, that was... because they use close combat. Yeah, it was +6. I was sitting at +6. So that's the end of Zamazenta, which is good. But we still got 2 more Pokeball left. Next is going to be Lunala. So this has got its ability, does give us some extra bulk. So hopefully I can I can one-shot this. And Lunala gets critted there. So another Lunala. That's been 3 Lunala so far. So bye-bye Lunala. Last Pokemon is Koraidon 2. They actually had another Koraidon on their team, but they never brought it. So, little buddy, you should have brought your other Koraidon, right? So they're going to go for close combat, and, it took me out. I was like, man, that sucks, because they actually got rid of the, they got rid of my snow, so I got outsped there. So that's the end of Cetitan. So I had 2 Pokemon left. I was like, I've got the special one, and I've got the Cetoddle left. So can I make a comeback here? Then they went for Flamethrower on my special one, but since I had Thick Fat, I ate it like a snack, right? And then I went for Snowscape. Now, since that was their only Pokemon left, that actually changed the weather up, so that's going to power down their fire moves too. So I was like, they're probably just going to go for Drain Punch or Close Combat now. So strange they actually didn't go for his signature move. They went for Close Combat instead, so that was really weird while they're doing that for. So I went for Blizzard and I took him out with the special Cetitan. That's the end of the battle. Bro, you know that was salty. All right, so that's the end of the battle there. Another legendary team swept. Let's get on to battle number 4. There was a lot of legendary teams last night. This was a funny battle. This really was, right? So we got a random battle here. This is against Violet, and we got a Palafin league. So, I mean Finazon. Now, Finazon with Palafin's going to go for an Aura Sphere. I was like, oh, that's a special set. That's pretty cool. So I got that Snowscape up. So I used this mainly to get 8 turns of snow to help out the rest of my Pokemon. Generally, it was the belly drum set that I wanted to do the most. So Snowscape is up. I was thinking, what should I do here? Should I just go for Ice Shard? Should I go for, Bulldoze? I don't really know. So I got the Lucario coming in. So I was sort of kicking myself. I was like, I wish, I wish maybe I should have gone for another move. But then Lucario came in. I got Bulldoze off, which is good. So I got some nice damage there. Now that Lucario is going to go for Aura Sphere, which is a big problem. This is a very, very good counter to my team. Like special or physical set. So like, I have to go for Terra Water here. And then just get rid of this. I need to get rid of this right now. So my opponent did take a long time in between their turns. Obviously that was cut out, but they almost took a minute in between their turns. So they swapped out of Lucario, and then they went into Palafin. So I don't know what their reasoning was to get rid of Lucario. Maybe they thought I was going to go for Earthquake, but I don't know about that. But anyway, I got some damage against Palafin. It's better than nothing, right? I've got Terra Water, and I thought, well, if I go for Terra Water Belly Drum, I should be able to live everything this throws at me. Any jet punches or aura spheres, I don't know, like it could have been a mix set. I had no idea, right? So we got that Terra Water, which is good. I'm also going to resist any of Lucario's steel type moves, which I'm sure that it has. So I've got that belly drum up there, and now the Palafin's going to go for Aura Sphere again. I don't know why they had Aura Sphere, but it didn't really make much of a difference anyway, because it's normal water moves were going to do nothing. So Citrus Berry is going to get me all my health back, or most of my health back. Was already there before. Now we've got a Terra. I'm like, why would they be Terraing against this? What have they got here that's going to be good? And then they had Terra flying, and I'm like, oh, come on now. So they had the exact right Terra. So obviously I went for Earthquake this turn, and it didn't affect them. Now this turn, they're going to go for an Acrobat. So like, oh, I see. I hadn't seen the consume an item at all, but I think they were still holding an item, and they just did that as defensive Terra. So I was like, all right, I'll go for the Ice Spinner, and they still didn't Jet Punch or anything. So I was like, man, what sort of Herbert Mystica set is that? So that's the end of Palafin. It's also the end of their Terra as well. Next Pokemon to come out is going to be Inteleon. So like, well, I can take Inteleon out pretty easy with Earthquake at +6, no worries, unless it's got a Sash or a Choice, a Focus Band or something like that, or maybe even Choice Scarf wouldn't out. No, maybe it would outspeed. That's the end of that anyway. Next Pokemon's going to be Baxcalibur. So Baxcalibur does have Ice Shard, but I thought, I don't even think that's going to faint. I'll just go for Earthquake. So I went for Earthquake, I outsped, which is cool. So obviously they're running at least Adamant, and Baxcalibur's down. So all that's left now is one more Pokemon. So we got Terrapagus, which is called Pargogo. I have no idea why it's called that for, but little Pargogo is gonna not even. I thought they made Terra this right, but they didn't. So they used that Terra Shell to live my attack here, and I was hoping they'd go for Terra. A lot of people do. They just don't even use its ability. So it used its ability to live the hit. And they're going to go for Terra Starstorm here. So that's the end of my Cetitan. Now, there's that Lucario. Lucario was the one that was worrying me the most, because now I didn't have a sure way of fainting Lucario. I had my Avalanche Cetoddle, which was bulky, but there's no way gonna faint that without some curses up. So I had Cetitan here. I thought, well, I need to set the snow up. That's going to help me if it uses any physical moves. If not, well, at least I can get Blizzard to land 100%. So I outsped the Terrapagus, and now I can go for the Pagogo. I don't know if surely that's a nickname. It's not like the actual name of the Pokemon in another language. So that's the end of Terrapagus, and now we've got Lucario left. So I thought, all right, well, I know it's going to use Aura Sphere. Can I outspeed it and do some damage here? Can I get a Freeze Axe? And Lucario outspeeds me, and yeah, it's going to take Cetitan out. Absolutely nothing I could do there. Absolutely nothing at all. Last Pokemon is Cetoddle. So I'm like, all right, I'm confident I can live this because I am max health and special defense with the Everlight. So I went for Curse this turn and I lived it well. So like, oh, I can go for Rest this turn and then hopefully I can roll an Avalanche. That'd be really, really good. Zori did some prior damage to Lucario anyway. The only thing is Aura Sphere never missed. So speaking of not missing, I went for Rest and Lucario unleashes a Focus Miss. Like, what the heck? So they held that, they kept that a secret the entire battle and used it at the end there. Man, I have no idea. I don't even know what happened in this battle. Like, Special Palafin, and then Lucario with Aura Sphere and Focus Blast. Like, what's going on here? They watched a few PIMPNITE videos or something. So we've got the next battle here, battle number 5. If you're enjoying the battle so far, hit that like button, everyone. Support the channel. Drop a like there. Tell me what you think of Cetoddle and Cetitan, or any other comment would be awesome. All right, we have a battle here, a 4v4. This one is against Angel de Leon, and this was a troll team. So the first Pokemon is going to be Ditto. Now, Ditto is going to transform into my Cetoddle set. So my Cetoddle set is probably not going to do a lot of damage to opposing Cetoddle. Usually the one with the most health is probably going to win, right? And that's me. So I went for the Bulldoze, but the bad thing is, right, since Ditto transformed into me, my ability was copied by the Ditto, so it actually got a free miss there. So I was starting to get salty because my ability was like working against me, and then I finally got a Bulldoze off. So I was doing more damage here, which is good because, and then I could see the Ditto actually wasn't Choice Scarf either. It used Bulldoze and Play Rough. So I'm getting some damage, I'm getting some W's, and Bulldoze lands again, and Cetoddle's like one hit away from fading. So I'm hoping that I could get a crit, and then Bulldoze missed again. Like, I never got any misses at all with my ability, but yet somehow the Ditto got 2 Snow Cloaks. So that was a pretty salty start to the battle there. So I thought, all right, well, we've got Cetitan. We've got 2 Cetitans left, right? Let's swap the special one, and let's see if I can get the Echoed Voice W, right? So we got this. Now, I've got Water Pulse, and I've got Echoed Voice. Water Pulse was there for Fire types, so I thought I'd give that a run, It's only a Ditto. So Ditto lived on 1 health, and it got a Play Rough off. So I was hoping for a Water Pulse KO. They're going to go for Ice Shard at last minute just to get a little bit of damage, I guess. And I decided loading up my Echoed Voice here because I really did need to do that. When you see Cetitan's special attack, it's base it's base 45. So it's absolutely horrendous. And in comes Flutterlame. I'm like, what is this set going to be? I know that it's going to be a troll set, and this one has Mystical Fire. So Mystical Fire is going to not hardly do anything, well, at least to this Cetitan, because I do have the thick fat ability. So now I've set the Snow up. This has sort of set my other Cetitan up, the Slush Rush one. So I went for Blizzard here. Now, Blizzard, I feel like it's not going to do a lot of damage because this does have a lot of special defense, plus it has been dropping my special attack already with Mystical Fire, so I'm kind of countered here. Plus it's got Power Gem as well, so Titan's big cheeks are going to get thoroughly clapped, and of course that, that critical hit, that totally mattered there. I totally would have lived that one. So that is the end of Cetitan. So things are looking a bit grim here. We're going to go into Cetoddle and we're going to hope for the best. So this is a bulky special defensive set. So Mystical Fire is mystically not going to do very much damage because I've got that thick fat as well. So I went for Avalanche, great damage there. Almost took it out on the first one with no with no curses up. So I continued to go for that. Power Gem is going to be more powerful, but I'm very, very bulky, so I'm able to get rid of the Flutterlames. That's good, That's very, very good. I could have been swept there pretty easily by that. So the next Pokemon is going to be Electros, and it's called Rub One Out. That's absolutely disgusting. And now it's going to go for Thunder Wave. So I don't know what this Electros nickname is alluding to. I have no idea. So I'm paralyzed at the moment, but it's not that much of a problem because I could go for Rest, So Electros is naturally bulky, not really being weak to anything, and it's going to have Bind, right? So I get it. You got to wrap before you tap. I understand now. That's why that's why they gave it wrap for. So now I'm going to keep going for Avalanche. It's actually doing some really, really good damage here. So I'm feeling confident I can take this out. Now, the next move it's going to use is Thunderbolt. That's obviously going to do a lot more damage than before. And I went for Avalanche again and took Electros out. So maybe I should have gone for Rest there, but it's okay. I was feeling confident. The next Pokemon is called Muck, and it's called Ben's Tower. So I don't know what they're trying to say here, but my tower's not Muck, all right? It's not dirty. Muck's got a Quick Claw, and then it used Minimize. I'm like, oh no, this is bad, because it's going to get Evasion, right? So I went for Avalanche, and the first Evasion, of course it misses. So I'm like, all right, this is bad. I need to go for a Rest here, right? Because this Muck is going to get like a million Minimizers up here. So it's going to be very, very bad for me if I don't have something to fall back on. Maybe, I was thinking to myself, maybe I can get some, like, get 6 Curses up and then go for Avalanche, possibly. I do have my other Pokemon, which is my Belly Drum set, but I'd have to set up Belly Drum in its face and then try and hit. But I didn't know what other moves it had than Minimize. So I thought, you know what? This is a good time to test it out. So we're going to swap into Cetitan now. And it's got Mud Slap and Minimize. This is the Troll set. So I think I worked it out here. So that had 2 Minimize. So that had 2 Minimize up so far. So I had a pretty low chance already of actually landing an attack. So with that, I'm going to go for the Belly Drum. I'm not going to play any games here at all. I've got to take this Muck out, because if it gets another Minimize up and too many Mud Slaps, I'm not even going to be able to land like a single attack, you know? So that's 2 Mud Slaps. I've got -2 in accuracy, and they've got +4 in evasion, right? So it's not looking good. So Muck is going to get another Quick Claw here against the Titan, and it's going to go for Sludge Bomb this time. It doesn't do a lot of damage, and but I don't want to take them repeatedly, you know, because I'm gonna faint. So I missed 2 Earthquakes in a row, which really, really sucks. And now Muck is going for Sludge Bomb here. Now Sludge Bomb eventually poisons me, which I'll admit I kind of expected that to happen, right? So Titan's got 1 turn here to land an attack on Muck, and Muck had Shadow Sneak. Now Shadow Sneak almost took me out, and Earthquake misses. So Titan is going to faint to the Muck Tower. It fainted to that poisonous tower. Now, all I've got left here is 1 Pokemon, right? It is my bulky Cetoddle. For me to do any damage at all to this thing, I was considering, I'm like, okay, I need to hit this with a powerful, powerful Avalanche. So I need to hit this with a +6 Avalanche, because if I actually hit it right, I want to make sure it one-shots, because, you know, there's no point in me just going for Avalanche, because it's got to do nothing right. And I may only get 1 shot if I'm lucky, right? At this stage, Muck had so much evasion up now, and I knew it was going to go for 6 Mud Slaps while I set up Curse. You know, I would do the same thing, right? So we've got them curses. So I'm actually asleep at the moment. So Muck's going to get up a 3rd Minimize here. So it's got 3. It's at max evasion now. So I think I was getting my Sleep Talks, and I was getting all them curses up at the same time. So my plan here was to go for 6 curses. Now, I've got a question for you. You people that are good at maths and that sort of thing. What is the chance of me landing an attack at 100%, obviously a move like Avalanche, which has 100% accuracy, against a Pokemon that's got max evasion and max, and I've got -6 accuracy. So 6 evasions on Muck and 6 accuracy drops on me. It's got to be like 1%. Has to be. I think it's around 1%. It seems like a really, really tiny chance. Anyway, so Muck is getting some Mud Slaps up against me while I'm building my curses up, right? This has to hit hard. Virtually what I need is I need Muck to attack me, and then I need to land an Avalanche. That was the plan anyway. I feel like I could outlast it if I went to sleep, but since we only had a 20-minute battle, I was like, yeah, I don't know about this, because it might have been able to attack me a few times while I'm asleep, and then it'll have more health than me. So I really had to try and get some damage on this. So we're going for some more curses here. We got that purple, we got that orange eyeliner on, you know. Actually, it's not orange, it's like more like a peachy color. So I was just checking my curses, then I had 5 of them up, because I did get a couple. I got like 1 or 2 while I was initially asleep, right? So I think this is my last curse here to make Cetoddle have +6 in defense and +6 in attack. So we're ready to go here. Yeah, 4 and then plus another one. Yeah, I think we're ready to go. So Mucker's getting another. They got a couple of quick claws throughout this, and it was a Terra. I was like, oh, okay. What Terra will this Muck even be? Will it be Terra Poison to increase Sludge Bomb? And it was Terra. Wait, it was Terra Fairy. I get it right. I know what they're trying to do because they're saying like Ben's towel and love and stuff. I know what they're trying to make fun of me. So I went for the Avalanche here. I was ready to go. I had to beat these trolls, right? So we had Avalanche. There was no point in me going for a Terra here. I wanted to go for Avalanche and get that W. You know, we needed that ice. We needed that powerful ice move. So I've got 8 Avalanches left. Muck is hitting me profusely with Sludge Bomb, trying to poison me, and then out of nowhere, Avalanche lands and takes Muck out of one shot. Holy smokes, that was so close. I don't know what the chances of that were, but I managed to get through like all the scum. I know that was like 6 mud slaps and 3 minimized as well. It's absolutely crazy. Thank you for the battle, and that Muck is not mine, all right? There's no love there at all. Let's go to the, what's this, battle number 6. This is a battle against Legion, and we have a cool theme team here as well. In fact, I'm versing a theme team that I'm going to be using in the next couple of weeks, which is going to be Drowsy, right? So it's a Drowsy evolution team versus a Cetoddle evolution team. So this first Drowsy, actually caused me a lot of issues. Believe it or not, right? Only on PIMPNITE's channel. Now, if you're enjoying the video so far, slap that like button. Tell me what you think about Cetitan and Cetoddle. Or just tell me how your day's going or your night's going. Always love to hear your feedback and stuff. I hope everyone's having a good day and stuff. And if you're not, hopefully this video cheers you up and stuff, and things go your way, you know, tomorrow or in the future. So I've got that. I've got Ice Shard and I've got Bulldoze, but it's not looking good here. So we're going for Ice Shards, and I've got a crit, which out of the blue. So I seen this Drowsy setting up curses now. Usually when someone starts setting up curses a lot, it means they've got some form of recovery. A lot of the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. And I knew this had Everlight too, judging on the damage that I did to us. I thought, this is very, very bad. Now, the Drowsy also has Drain Punch, which is bad. I mean, real bad, because if I don't feint this, or do a lot of damage to this, and it gets a lot of curses up, it might even be able to sweep my team. And I don't want to get swept by a Drowsy. I mean, look at them Drowsy fingers. Could you imagine it running them fingers on you? It'd be like, I don't know, look at its fingers. I don't know. It'd feel like super creepy, like something's crawling down your back like a spider or something, right? You know, you know that feeling, like, this might just be me because I live in Australia, right? You're just sitting there at your desk, right? Then you feel that, you know, you sort of feel something crawling up your leg. You think it's a spider, but it's just your hair. Do you know what I'm talking about? Maybe you don't. Anyway, so maybe that's just my experience as living in Australia. So we're going to bring this to Titan. We're going to go for a fat blizzard, and it did absolutely nothing. So Drowsy has got Toxic, it's got Drain Punch, and it's got Curse. So it's a pretty good set to get around a lot of my Pokemon here. So this was the specials to Titan. So I thought, well, I'll go for Echo Voice here. I'll try and build it up, right? So I did about half a damage there, and it doesn't even have rest. It had Trick Room. I was like, oh. But I know why they don't have rest for, because they've got a great team here, like an Ice-type team, right? They can just get their health back by punching me with Drain Punch, you know? So they don't even need rest, which is good, but it's bad. I don't have anything like Toxic or anything like that either, or any like fixed damage moves, so I had to try and power through them. So I'm hitting this thing with everything I've got here. That is going to be the end of the snow. And so Titan, I don't think it's going to take Drain Punch very well. And also here, I've got to be quite careful because I've got that Belly Drum, that Belly Drum Pokemon, but it's not going to be good setting up Belly Drum, giving away half of my health, and then getting hit by a Drain Punch, because it actually might feint me. So I'm trying to get some Echoed Voice damage here. It is actually starting to build pretty well. But the problem is I fainted the Toxic, so that sucks, right? So we're getting swept by a Drowsy here. We need to make a comeback. Like, I need to make a miraculous like comeback out of nowhere, right? So we're bringing in this Titan. I thought, you know what? Let's just do it. I've got Belly Drum and I've got Cetoddle, but I actually changed my mind there. I thought, nah, I don't know how well I'm gonna live that. How about we try and go into my own Cetoddle? Because this Cetoddle does have some good bulk to it. And yeah, with curses up, I might be able to get around it. Maybe, possibly, you know. And if it does have Toxic, it might waste a turn doing that while I go for rest. Now, I've got Terra Electric here, which will make it neutral. So I thought that's a better idea to do that. It's going to keep going for Drain Punch here. Almost actually took me out there, which was very, very bad. And also the Trick Room too. The Trick Room was no good because it was getting benefited to that. So I went for Avalanche and it did no damage at all. So that's the end of the Trick Room. So I decided here I need to have no Trick Room around, and I need to, because remember, there was still 3 other Pokemon left too. There was still another Drowsy and 2 Hypno. So goodness knows what those sets were, right? So I had to try and power through them. So I've got all my health back here. Drowsy obviously is going to set the Trick Room up. Trick Room works very well for this team. I think what I'll do when I do a Drowsy team, I'll definitely have Trick Room going too. Especially when you verse like online, like people online, like sweaty competitive teams. Like I think you'll definitely need that, you know, that speed control there. So this time I went for a Terra Electric. I thought I've got nothing to lose here. If I can set up enough curses, I think I can outlast this Drowsy, you know, possibly. So it's going to keep using Curse here, and that's fine, right? That's absolutely fine. So this part of the battle went for quite a while because it was Drowsy versus Cetoddle. Now, also, if you are curious, the remaining Gen 9 Pokemon teams I've got, sorry, the remaining Gen 9 Evolution teams I've got the Capsakid, I've got Glimmet and Glimmora, and I've got Flittle and Espartha. They're the other 3 teams that are coming as well. And that's all of the Gen 9 Evolution teams done. So after that, you'll probably see some other Evolution teams that I've never done before. Believe it or not, there's actually quite a few that I still haven't done. So you'll be seeing some of them too for the, you know, theme teams coming up in the future. So anyway, we're going to go for Sleep Talk here. We're getting Sleep Talk Rest Up. We're getting all that sort of bulk up at the moment. The good thing is, since now I'm not an ice type, Drain Punch is not doing as much damage, and it's not going to give Drowsy as much sustain too. Plus, Drain Punch seems to be its own, well, it is its only attacking move, so I thought, if they run out of Drain Punches, they're cooked, right? All I can do is use Toxic, and that's it. They can't do anything else, so I thought that'd be a good idea. So I've got I'm just gonna basically last them out here because that's all I can do really. So I was hoping it would run out of Drain Punches and stuff like that. So I've got all my health back here. I've got plenty of PP. I know that I can easily outlast this. They're just using Curse. I think this must be a +6 now, surely. So it's getting pretty close to being at +6 here. Now, also the problem was I'd lost my special Cetitan. It didn't do much damage anyway, so I knew that I had to hit this with a really powerful attack, like a belly drum attack, you know? So I'm going to use Avalanche here, and as obviously you can see, it did nothing at all. But it can't do a lot to me either. So the Trick Room has run out here, and I think at this stage, it has to be 12 to, I think it's like 12 to 15 on Drain Punch is the maximum amount of PP that it can have, right? And then once your PP's gone, well then, yeah, then you're cooked then. Someone's gonna quote that. Anyway, so we got rest. I didn't even waste I didn't even want to waste anything here. It's gonna use Drain Punch, and that still is a 3-hit KO. That still is a 3-hit KO. So I was fine with that. I was fine with that, except that, you know, except if it was a critical hit. That's what I was right about. So pretty much I just had to match Drowsy's curses here, and I had that Terrifying. Terrifying's pretty good on it because it's good for like dark types. I guess if this Drowsy come across a ghost team, it would just use Toxic and Trick Room against it and set up curses. Why it died to Toxic. So I guess that's how it deals with it, right? It's not a bad little set actually. So some more curses. There's so many curses. There's a lot of cursing going on in this video, so I do apologize for that. But you know, I had no choice here. I couldn't even beat a Hypno. Sorry, not a Hypno, a Drowsy, right? Here we go. So now I believe that was their last Drain Punch. So they had to swap out there, right? So in comes Hypno, and thanks to my doctor, my hip no longer hurts. What do you guys reckon of that joke? Give me a 10 out of 10 score. Be honest, be nice, you know, those sort of things. So we're going to get a curse up here, and I thought, well, I might be able to take quite a few Pokemon out here. Now, Hypno's going to go for a switcheroo. This is bad. I was like, this is going to be a choice item, isn't it? So it gave me a choice band. Fortunately, that turn, instead of using a status move, I went for Avalanche. So Hypno actually almost went down. So the Trick Room's gone now, and now it's got Zen Headbutt. So it's like a choice banded flinching set. Which is okay. I'm fine. So I'm locked into Avalanche. So I think maybe I could take another Pokemon out after this if I don't get flinched too much, but I kept getting flinched all the time. It was BS, right? So that was 2 in a row, thankfully not 3 in a row. So that's the end of the Hypno. So we know what that first Rousey set is all about after 20 minutes, and we got 2 more unknown sets here. So the next Pokemon's going to be Hypno. I know this surprises you a lot. So Hypno's going to be it's going to go for Psychic there. So Psychic is going to take Cetoddle out. Even with my bulk there, yeah, I had no hope of living that. So my last Pokemon here was going to be the Cetitan. Now, Hypno isn't really a fast Pokemon anyway, and I figured with max speed, I could outspeed it. So I thought, if I go for Belly Drum here, get that boost, and then hopefully Psychic won't faint me, and then I'll get a Citrus Berry back, then I can proceed to try and sweep this team. That was the idea anyway, right? They're going to go for Hypnosis, so that did not work out well at all. I know this can get focus miss as well, so I was also worried about that. So I'm sleeping at the moment. Like I've sort of resigned here. I'm like, yeah, I think I've lost this one. So Titan is having a snooze at the moment at the wrong time. Here comes the Psychic. I'm like, please, come on, live this one. And it did. It lived it. Only just though. And the Citrus Berry is going to get eaten while I'm asleep. Tell me how that works, right? How do you eat a berry while you're asleep? Do you just stuff the berry into your mouth and then hope it goes down or something? I wake up out of nowhere, right? And I got the ice spinner off. We're going to spin around, and that is going to be the end of the Hypno, which is great. So there's one other Drowsy we haven't seen, and there's that Drowsy from the start that was terrifying, which is just coming back in. So like, all right, I'm ready for this. Let's do this. So I've got Ice Spinner, and I'm confident I can take this out because I've got +6, right? The Drowsy goes down. Now, apparently that Drowsy had one more Drain Punch left. I had one more because, if that hit me, I don't think I would have lived that. So last Pokemon's going to be Drowsy. It's going to be Forewarned to Earthquake, which is totally fine. I've got Ice Spinner. They've terrored already. I'm hoping it's not Sash or anything like that, and it wasn't Sash. So I'd say it was Everlight as well. And that is the end of the battle there. What a long battle, but man, that was like the bulkiest Drowsy you've ever seen in your life. Let's get on to the 7th and final battle for today's video. This is a battle against Super Bowser, and we have an interesting team matchup here. We have got a Cetoddle Evolution team versus 6 Tepigs, right? So six fire-type Pokemon. So the first set here is going to be a Smog set. So I think their strategy is trying to involve poisoning me here. I just went for Bulldoze because, that was super effective and stuff as well. It actually didn't have Everlight, it had a berry. And I was like, what the heck? It's a Salic Berry Tepig, but I actually managed to get rid of the speed difference there with Bulldoze, and had Endeavor too. So that was an interesting set there. I wonder if that had endured or, because that was pretty lucky that lived, right? So in comes another Tepig. I went for an Ice Shard just to get some damage before I got outsped. Then the next one had Smog. And then we were passing back Ice Shards and Smogs. I think what they were trying to do, they were trying to disrespect me with Smog. And then they were lucky and they got a poison on Smog, and my Cetoddle fainted to Smog. So I'm like, all right, that's it. I gotta troll back here. I'm gonna get that sweep with this the special Titan, right? We're gonna get that Echoed Voice sweep. Now, something went on with I know there's no battle sounds at the moment. When I use Echoed Voice on Cetitan, it did this real high pitch screeching noise, and I don't know why it happened for, but it was like nails running down a chalkboard. So that's why there's no sound at the moment, because for some reason, the moment I started doing it, it did, and I'm not going to put it in the video because it's a really obnoxious sound. It's like, if you just imagine, seriously, you get a chalkboard, you run your nails down there, and then add in like that, and that's what it sounded like. It's like, what the hell is this sound? I don't know what happened. I think the game freaked out. because I'd been playing it for so long, but I don't know what was going on there. So that's why there's no game music at the moment. So anyway, back to the battle. We got a Heat Crash Tepig only on PIMPNITE channel against this Titan. It's doing like nothing, and we're building up these echoed voices. We're gonna get a fresh Friday video here. So next is this, a Tepig again. We're gonna go for echoed voice. We're screaming at these pigs, but this one managed to live and get a fire miss off. Now that managed to hit me, but since I've got thick fat, I was actually able to live that. So the echoed voice of Titan with that thumping 45 base special attack was sweeping, and it was sweeping well. Out comes the shiny Tepigs. Like, this is probably gonna be a Terra. I was like, hoping it's not Terra Ghost, but I feel like it was Terra Ghost who would have come in before that. So this is gonna be a Terra Electric set. Interesting. Also, what do you guys think? Legends ZA also got its release date yesterday too. What are you thinking about Legends Z? Are you excited for it or not? I'm more looking, to me personally, I'm looking forward towards Champions. I like to see what that is, but I'll still play it. What do you guys think about it? Anyway, but if you didn't know, it actually finally got a release date in November too. So Tepig is going to keep using attacks against me. I know that surprised you, and I'm just going to go for Avalanche here. These Flare Blitzers are doing a lot of damage actually, but it is damaging itself, and with the Avalanche, I was actually able to feint it, which is good there. Possibly I could have gone for, I was just thinking, I could have gone for a rest there actually, to stall that out, but I didn't feel like I needed to stall a Tepig, right? That would have been embarrassing. Last Pokemon is Tepig. I know this surprised you, and they've got a Mud Slap set. I have no idea what the strategy around this was. All I've got to attack is Avalanche. So I thought, you know what? I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to feint me with Mud Slap or feint me with Burn from Will-O-Wisp. So I thought, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna troll the trolls here. I'm gonna go for rest, and I'm gonna rest so they're not gonna get their KO. So my health went down to 18, right? And then went Mud Slap again and went to 14. So I'm like, hang on a sec. If I get hit by the burn damage here, this will actually put me on 1 health, exactly 1 HP, right? The merch is available. So instead of attacking him again, I went for I was like, this will be funny. I'll go for a rest here. And then I went for a rest, and they couldn't get their Mud Slap or Will-O-Wisp feint. So sometimes you got to troll the trolls back there, you know? So whatever move this uses, Mud Slap is going to do no damage at all. I'm actually doing not a lot of damage with Avalanche either. So thinking I'm going to have to set up 69 Curse to take this out, I thought what I'll do is I'll go into Titan, and then I can go for Terra Water and feint it. So they're going to go for Flamethrower on the swap. I'm like, oh my goodness, that was bad. So this is very bad because Flamethrower did over half my health. And I think the next one almost takes me out, or very, very close. So I had to go for a little Timmy Terror here against a Tepig. I didn't want to get beaten by a Tepig, right? I get roasted forever. So I got that Terra Water. So I thought, I want to see how much damage this does. Surely I can take a Tepig out with Liquidation in the Sun. Here we go. So we've got Max Attack. I don't know whether it's Everlighted or not, but I wanted to see, and it lived. I was like, damn, it's so bulky. How did it live that? So it's going to use Flamethrower. That's going to do donkeys, and I can just finish it with any attacking moves. I probably could have finished it with Earthquake anyway, but it is what it is. Hope you guys enjoyed the Pig Tepig battle, and I'll catch you next time. Peace out.